Alright. We're back. In the car. Now, you read the title of the video. I'm not going to waste your time. So, I'm still drafting the title of the video. So, as of recording, I'm not entirely sure. I know roughly what the title is going to be. I don't exactly know what the title is going to be. So, you probably know the title before I do. But, you read the title, and I've kind of, I've been reading, because I read books, right? And, a while ago now, a few months ago, I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, I did a review on that, and I would recommend it if you haven't already seen it. It's a good book. But one of the biggest lessons I took out of that book is avoiding arguments, and kind of with the whole, of how an argument will never, you never get what you want in an argument, and so it's just best to avoid it. It's kind of the thing that the book, that, I forget what was his name, Dale Carnegie said in the book, and it made a lot of sense. Like, he made good points. Read it. I'm not gonna fucking summarize the book. I've already done that. But if I was just kind of, I've been thinking about it more recently, and it kind of, you can expand that from just having a disagreement or trying to prove a point, because really, arguments just generate resentment. There's just, like Dale said in the book, arguments, there's never anything good that comes out of an argument. You'll either, if you do win the argument, you'll feel good, but the other person will just resent, double down on theirs even more. Even if it is established that you are right, right, or whatever. But that person has their beliefs, and having a yelling match is not the way to convince them to change that, to change their mind or whatever, or to, prove a point. So there's always other ways around it. I'm not going into it because this is not a, how to change people's minds video. But whenever you have an argument, I'm not sure if you think back to when you last had an argument with someone, what was the outcome of that argument? Like, did anyone actually feel any better? And did you actually was it productive? Because I almost guarantee that it wasn't. You were either both left feeling, resentment towards each other, or, whatever, or just, not good feelings. It just isn't good. It wasn't a good experience having an argument about whatever the fuck it is. There's better and more mature ways to, to express your point of view to someone, and or get them to try and convince them to something, than to just yell at them and tell them your opinion's wrong. But it's the default that everyone goes to, so people don't think about any other ways and what it might do to the other person, because the world's very selfish, and that's just is what it is. So everyone's always thinking about me, and not and not about what the other person's thinking or feeling. So it's important that if you do have a disagreement with someone, take in their point of view. Now, avoiding arguments will benefit you. Now, there's some times where you can't, and whatever, you have to cross that bridge when you come to it. But you got to try and keep the peace between each other, because that way you're actually going to make progress in whatever it is, situation you're in or whatever, you're going to actually make progress when you're not just yelling at each other. Because yelling just turns into emotional attacks and just trying to win the argument, and you actually make no progress in whatever it is. If you had, just think about the last time you had an argument, or your parents had an argument. It very quickly goes outside of whatever the disagreement was about, and just becomes, oh, you're wrong, you're bad. A disagreement about a sports game might just turn into, you're ugly, you don't have an opinion, all that type of shit. And it erodes away, breaks away the relationship that you and whoever it is. So it's just not good. And that's why I've kind of developed this mindset that it's important to always avoid arguments and to keep the peace. That's why this video is titled the way it is. Because you've got to keep those relationships as positive. No, you can still disagree with someone, but it's how you do it. And you've got to understand that they have an opinion, and they have probably a valid reason why they have that opinion. Whether it's a personal experience or it's a information that you haven't heard, or whatever it is. But there's normally a good reason why they have their opinions. And you can't just go personally attack them for whatever reasons, So, before you start getting pissed at someone and actually having a go at them and starting a yelling match, just think about, other ways that you could go about it. And, you indicate you are. And you'd be amazed at how much your relationships actually improve when you're not breaking them down all the time because of, stupid arguments you have. Like, even I know the boys, like, they say some stupid things, and I want to, you want to just, they say and do stupid things all the time, and you want to just pull them up on it and go, what the fuck are you doing? But if you're not careful, you just start a yelling match, and it's just, I can't really explain much more and stress how much that it's just gonna, they're not good. And you've got to understand that there's two sides to everything, and you've got to do your best to view it from their perspective, because you'll understand a whole lot more, and their side may not be, it may not be justified, but it helps you understand where they're coming from, and you can go at it with a much more mature and smarter point of view. And I don't know how, but in doing this and maintaining the peace between my friendships and relationships, I have actually found a lot more satisfaction in my life, because I'm not having all these bitter arguments and generating resentment. People I don't like, but that's completely different to someone I'm close with, or friends with, and then all of a sudden they've done something stupid. I'm like, I've had a fight with them, and then now all of a sudden I've cut them off because I refuse to swallow my ego and back down from an argument or start one in the first place, And I've done that before. I've had arguments with quite close friends, and I've escalated them, and all of a sudden I've cut off friends that I've had for years. And it's not. It doesn't feel good. I still think about some of those friendships to this day, and it's really unfortunate because I don't know where that could have gone. But anyways, what the fuck is Broad Pump? Perfect. But yeah, don't make the same mistakes that I and other people have done previously, and just take a deep breath before you start cooking, having a go at someone for something. Now, if they've sometimes it is. There is it is warranted to, have a yell at someone. But I'm not, again, this is not a social skills video. This is just about maintaining the peace and how to prevent your, from damaging your relationships and actually making valuable progress into solving the problem that you had. Is there a fucking thing? There is. I'll stop there. So yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. If you're still here at the end of the video, I love you. And remember, life is what you make it.